Oh, what is this place? The ground feels, well, weird. Like I'm walking on smooth glass, but it's warm.
It's not glass. Look closer. It's reflective, but shifting like water.
Seems like a mirror. The mirror of everything around us. Look up. Do you see the way the colors shift?
The sky? Oh, it's moving! Wow, all these colors! Like ink poured into water. Purple, gold, silver.
Nice metaphor. Do you always see the world like that?
Guys, look at these doors.
What the? They may be hundreds.
Thousands.
Even more.
And they are all floating out there.
Not just floating. Some are glowing. Others are fading.
You think those doors go somewhere? To other places or other worlds?
Or other times, maybe.
Or both.
Wait, is that a market?
It's a city.
There are merchants, adventurers, travelers.
Ah, finally, something familiar.
What about the artifact, Lovette? What does it show?
Oh, right. Let's see. It's showing a bright blue, and it's settled. We should go that way. There. It leads us to that door.
What are these things guarding it? Machines.
Required.
Guards, maybe. Whatever they are, they don't look friendly.
They're enormous, and they almost seem alive.
I guess with a good diversion plan, we might be able to sleep past.
Target locked. Obliterate.
Hey, look!
On second thought, let's find that key, shall we?
The doors are hungry. Always watching. Waiting.
Here we go again.
Hey, sir, for the last time, we're looking for...
Don't trust the doors! They lie. They take everything. They take your soul.
All right, we got it. The doors are scary, but we need a key. How do we get it?
Keys aren't free. They ask for pieces. Pieces of you. Of what you are.
Where do we find them? Do you know anyone who might help us?
The door walker goes through, always through. Never stays. Knows the paths. Knows the tools.
Where can we find him?
Beyond the Ironauts. Past the whispers. But he's not right. Not anymore. None of us are. The doors do that. They do that!
This guy's a fountain of optimism.
Thank you. We'll find him.
Beware the ghosts! Beware what you leave behind!
The Doorwalker. I hope he's more willing to cooperate than all these other people that we've met.
He'll have to be. He's our only lead.
But still, what's wrong with all these people? This must be him.
No doors here, just walls. And a lot of bad handwriting.
Did he write all this?
Seems like it.
Excuse me. Are you the door walker?
What do you want?
We need your help. We're looking for a key to open a door.
Turn back. The doors take more than they give. You've already seen what it does to people. You don't want this.
Can't say we didn't try.
Hey, we didn't come all this way to be turned down now. We've traveled through the Crossroads to find something important, and we will find it, with or without your help.
Sionnach?
Far?
Did you just say far?
I can't believe this. It's really you. I never thought I'd see you again. You were...
Do I know you?
What do you mean? Of course you know me. You just said my name. Are you mocking me?
I don't know why that name crossed my mind, or why I said it. I don't remember you.
But...
Hey, Leafy. Let's go. We'll find another way.
Wait. You called me Fur. Is that my name?
Yes. You don't remember that either?
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I don't accept this behavior towards my friend. I don't know what's going on in your mind, but that doesn't give you the right to be shitty to people who care for you. We have one job to do here, and you're clearly wasting our time because if...
I'll help.
Wait, you will?
I will, but before I do, you need to tell me, what exactly are you looking for? What's your purpose here?
Welcome to another episode of the B&D podcast. And in this episode, there's so many ways to be wicked. Yes, you've read that right, because today's discussion is dedicated to our most favorite villains and villainy in general. Because, let's be honest here, we all love a good villain, whether they're charismatic, tragic, terrifying, or just so entertaining that we secretly root for them. Villains are what makes stories truly unforgettable. So today we're diving into some of the most iconic, complex, and cool villains in fantasy, whether they're from movies, games, or even our own D&D campaigns. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get way too excited about today's episode. Well, how are you feeling today with our topic?
I think I'm just really excited about this, since you all know how much we love the bad, edgy guys here in B&D.
We root for them. So let's get started with the first question of the day, which is... Who is your all-time favorite villain and what makes them stand out to you compared to other antagonists?
It feels so good being bad. This is an easy one for me for the first time in my life. The most misunderstood witch of them all. The one who was bullied constantly, and the one who was called ugly because he's just green and different. The most powerful one of them all, the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz, is my all-time favorite villain by far. And I will always defend her. This is such an iconic character. Whenever I picture a witch, this is the first one that pops in my mind. The color green and pointy witchy hats have been affiliated with her since the first film back in 1939, I think, came out. But maybe that's just my humble opinion. Plus, the fact that we're okay with Dorothy killing the witch's sister, even if it was accidentally, but we're not okay with her trying to seek revenge for it. Also, she controls all these animals, which actually makes her a druid in a way. Green
yeah, you
flag.
could say that.
I don't know. I just feel like there's no other option for me to choose here. My hands are tied. What about you, though, Zephyr? I'm really curious.
One of the things I truly love about Wicked is that it doesn't have a clear hero or villain. Instead, it shows that everyone is both a hero and a villain, depending on perspective. Because Elphaba is framed as a villain, but honestly, she's not truly evil. Meanwhile, Glinda, the so-called good witch, supports the wizard's schemes out of fear and never truly becomes a witch, relying on his technology. And the wizard himself is is so adored, yet he's an impostor who manipulates others for his idea of the greater good. So Wicked refuses to define good and evil in absolute terms, and that makes it feel more real and relatable because in life, everyone is a hero in their own story and a villain in someone else's.
True
Where,
that.
where is the Oscar, for God's sake?
Oh no.
I hope they win it the next time. I truly do. But back to the question. My forever beloved villain will always be Arthas Menethil, or the Lich King. My number one. His story is one of the greatest tragedies in fantasy. He started as a paladin dedicated to protecting his people, only to fall into darkness through the purge of Stratholme, and finally turn into the Lich King after taking Frostmourne. And, he's the epitome of the villain, and there's no doubt about it, no second thoughts about standing against him, and yet you can't help but feel sorry for him given the depth of his backstory. And I've read his book, and it's absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it, by the way.
Artha's my son.
It still gives me the goosebumps. I can move on from this, but at least I can move on to the next question. So, do you prefer villains who are pure evil or those with more complex, morally gray motivations? And also, can you think of a villain that falls into either category?
No one would believe me if I said
Oh.
that I don't like morally gray characters.
True.
Since I always fall for the wrong people in games. But don't get me wrong, I don't like when someone is evil just for the sake of it. That would be sick. But having a reason to become a villain, that is hot. And also understandable. So the one character who comes straight in my mind that falls into this category is definitely Loki. Marvel's Loki has every single reason to get his revenge. The black sheep of the family, his daddy issues, Thor being an awful brother to him. His character has a depth and a complexity like no other. He's not naturally born evil. His motivations are shaped by pain, thirst for power, and thirst to prove himself. And deep down, he's really insecure and broken. I would follow him in battle, no matter how many crimes he has committed.
I believe you. I truly believe you. I also love Loki. I'm not a Marvel fan, but whenever I see something made by Marvel, it is only because of Loki. That said, I love complex villains. I love it when they give you a speech about their thoughts and you're like, damn, they're not completely wrong. It's not right, but I understand their thoughts. And that said, I didn't like Legend of Korra very much. And I didn't like Korra in general, sorry, not sorry, but
No one did.
Yeah, but I loved the villains in Legend of Korra. Amon, Zahir, but especially Zahir, because it was the first time in my life I got to understand a villain. So Zahir is one of the most compelling villains in the Avatar universe. And what makes him so great is that he isn't just evil for the sake of being evil. He genuinely believes in his philosophy and acts on it. Unlike many antagonists, he doesn't seek power for himself. Instead, he wants to dismantle power structures entirely. And he believes that true freedom can only exist without rulers, governments, or order in general, because in his mind, order leads to oppression. And this makes him terrifying because he's not motivated by greed, revenge, or personal gain. He just sees himself as a liberator. So Zahir's ideology basically is deeply inspired by real-world nihilist philosophies, and he doesn't just talk about freedom, he fights for it. And what makes him a villain, though, is that he's an extremist. While his thoughts about corruptions are valid, his solution to cause chaos causes more suffering than the systems he wants to destroy. For example, the Earth Kingdom, which falls into a chaotic situation after he assassinates the Earth Queen, showing that removing a leader without a plan for stability doesn't necessarily lead to freedom, just to more chaos. So Zahir is a great villain because he forces us to think that he isn't wrong about everything, because many of the rulers in the world of Korra are corrupted or flawed as so much. But his methods definitely crossed the line.
The hero is such a good villain. I'm so glad you mentioned him. I was terrified of him.
Yes, yes, yes. But, that was the whole point. The
Exactly.
villainy. So, in Dungeons and Dragons lore, there are so many iconic villains like Vecna or Tiamat. Which D&D villain has stood out to you the most and why?
Oh, I'm sure you would probably have guessed it right already. It's definitely Shar,
Okay,
the
Shadowheart.
counterpart. The counterpart to the goddess of the moon saloon, the lady of loss, the mistress of the night. Because without the darkness, we wouldn't really be able to see the stars, would we?
Oh, that's so romantic. I love that.
The only way for me to play an evil D&D character is if I decide to make a cleric who worships Shar. She also created the Shadow Weave, the dark counterpart of the Weave of Mistral or Mistra, whatever her name was at the time. So in a way, she was involved in the spell plague that burned Sionnach's tree. Easter eggs everywhere.
Talk about a resume here.
Yeah, exactly. You're hired. I just love how complex she is. Both she and Saloon remind me of the Gemini zodiac sign as well. Kind of like the two sides of the coin, the yin and yang, and the evil and the good.
Since the beginning of the world, these two create such an interesting thread, Saloon and Shar. But my favorite D&D villain is definitely Zariel, because I love the falling from grace concept. And Zariel being an angel, a beacon of light, believing that if she could crush the devils in the blood war, she could gain control over Avernus and then win against the demons. But in the end, that fight was never meant to be won, and many of her people fled, others betrayed her, she was left there to rot, and that's when she fell from grace, making a deal with Asmodeus, Daddy Asmodeus, joining the devils and taking control over the Avernus, a fallen hero. And she's also so beautiful and badass, and I love that through the campaign she can actually be redeemed. So Zariel is my personal MVP. Have you ever played Avernus? At some
No,
point.
I've never played it.
I didn't like it, to be honest. I just like Zariel.
No, the concept is nice though, but I've never played it.
Yeah, but the campaign is boring, and also the whole campaign just ends up with a persuasion roll check. Just persuade Zariel to redeem herself, or if you fail, you probably die. I don't know.
Oh.
So I think that's a little bit stupid. You wasted a whole campaign just for a persuasion check? What the fuck? Now, how do you feel about the trend of anti-heroes or villains who eventually become protagonists?
Oh, we like a good anti-hero here. But Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender is literally the epitome of the anti-hero turning into the protagonist. He's so deeply torn between what's right and what his duty to his father is, but also the need to prove himself to the world blinds his judgment and disturbs his morality. I don't know why I like people who just need to prove themselves. I just do.
Because you do that yourself too.
Maybe. But he will always be such a precious character to me since I understand his reasons completely. And I love how well written his character development and arc was when he chooses to be kind and fair instead of following his dad's path. Also, Zutara fans unite.
Of course. Wherever there's a Zuko, there's always a Katara with Val. But yeah, Zuko is the best boy. We love him so much in many different ways. I don't know, that's so hard. I could say Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader for sure, because watching Anakin turning into the dark side and finally being redeemed, masterpiece. But at the same time, I would say Yrlit and Stormrage, because He thought that his dark actions are necessary to save Azeroth, and that makes him such a complex and interesting anti-hero. But then I would also say Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, because he's just trapped between two worlds, the humans and the ghouls, till he finally accepts his dark side and the consequences of his transformation. I don't know. I have so many of them in my mind, to be honest. So yeah,
May I just add something random because
yeah.
you said the right name here, Elodin Stormrage.
Hmm.
I started playing again Heroes of the Storm after
Hmm.
they did the update. And guess what? The only thing I do is with every character, when you in Heroes of the Storm, if you haven't played it, you can choose someone to be the announcer. You choose between either like Jaina Proudmoore or
Oh,
Malfurion or Diva, to basically the voice of them to describe what is happening during the game. And I don't know if you remember that. We used to do that all the time when we used to play. So they just say prepare for battle, for example, or
oh,
double kill
I
or
remember that.
something. Yeah, so basically, since I started playing, all I do is choose Illidan
Liam
just
O'Brien.
because it's Liam O'Brien.
Yeah, but that is a hard choice because you need to choose between Liam O'Brien and Laura Bailey.
I know, but it's just my fix. I need my fix, so I always choose Illidan. Sorry,
Come
I
on.
needed to
The,
say this.
the twins are everywhere, making our lives harder to choose.
True.
But okay, let's move on to the next question. Disney villains. Which Disney villain do you think has the best blend of evil and charm?
We do love Disney in this podcast, as you already
Suckers.
know.
Yeah.
So it will be hard to choose just one villain, but I'll do my very best, I promise.
Mhm.
I'm determined today.
You can do this.
Um, I have changed my mind many times through the years, I think, but of all the villains, my all-time favorite at the moment, for the last couple of years, has been Mother Gothel from Rapunzel. It's just something about her controlling nature, maybe. Her
Nah,
fierce
nah.
and powerful aura. Maybe because he's a witch or a hag.
Hmm.
Maybe because he has iconic curly hair.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong, she is a villain, but somehow I envision myself to be a bit, just a tiny bit like her if I ever have a daughter. Minus the stealing a child from their parents for eternal beauty and power. I know most people think that she only cared about herself, but really the truth is I do believe she looked after Rapunzel quite well and loved her truly. Deep down, really deep down. It is a strange love, but I do believe there was love there in a really, really, really toxic, chaotic way. It also explains why I'm so obsessed with Morgan and Flemeth from Dragon Age. Their stories are so similar. So Mother Gothel is most certainly on my Halloween costume list as well. So it's coming, wait for it. Mother knows best.
You've heard it here first. Val's
Can't
next
wait.
Halloween costume.
No, it's not my next one, but
Okay,
it's on my list.
at some point.
Mhm.
Well, with the love thing, I don't know about it. It certainly wasn't pure love, to be fair.
Yeah,
She
no, it
loved,
wasn't, definitely.
yeah,
But deep down, she looked after her.
yeah, because she had something to gain from her.
Yeah, but
But
okay.
oh,
What about you?
you romanticize it a bit.
Yeah.
But she was an awesome villain, indeed.
True.
And I can't wait to see you dressing as her. So for me, on the other hand, I I would choose Hades or Isma
Oh,
because
this is just as he's just the funniest thing as well.
yes, they are so hilarious. I want a mashup between Hades and Isma. I ship them so hard. I love them.
I think we should do a cosplay of you dressing up as Rapunzel and me as Mother Gothel.
Yes, I'm
I think
so in.
we
I
should do
like
it.
this idea. We should do it.
Let's do it. Next question though, which video game villain did you find to be the most challenging or most interesting to face off against? Can you think of a villain who made you question your own morality by the end of the game?
It's time. It's time. So for me, there's only one character that comes to mind every time, and that's Emmett Selk. I don't want to say too much, since I already have an entire episode dedicated to him, but this was the first time in a game where I found myself realizing that the villain was actually right, and he made me question my actions, and by the end, I was left wondering if what I was doing was truly right, and if it was, why wasn't it right for him too? And the fact that a game made me reflect on this moral dilemma is why Emmett Selk will always stand out as one of the best villains for me. And okay, let's be fair. Being a handsome MF adds some extra points, okay?
We've got so many easy questions to do. What's happening?
Yes, that's good. That's good.
It's good because I do understand where you're coming from. So for me, I'm gonna say it's definitely Solus.
Oh,
Even though I didn't have to actually face him in a way until Veilguard, and again we started working together after a fight. I cannot not say how much I saw myself questioning my own morality after I found out of his betrayal to my Inquisitor. Is he really the villain? Was he ever the villain? He's fighting for what he thinks is best, so that makes him even more attractive. His passion drives him. Also,
Well, you're a lost cause, for God's sake.
I know. But the fact that he's the equivalent of the god Loki says a lot about me as well. I tried so hard to hate him, but I could never actually manage to do so.
But
I
in
think
the end, it doesn't even matter.
it doesn't even matter because I think he will always make me feel confused about what I think his role was in the game in general. I know that I would always choose him in the end.
We all know. Even our listeners know by now.
Lost cause. Anyway, let's move over to the next question. Are there any villains you think are underrated or overlooked in pop culture in general?
Okay, that's a difficult question. I really can't think of one. I don't know, maybe Pokemon's Team Rocket Trio. I don't know.
No, I think it's that I've got the answer here. Oh, I'm so
Okay.
determined and so confident today. I don't know what's happening to me. So I will say Captain Hook, 100%.
That's
He's
true.
so underrated. And also, let me just say, what a brat Peter Pan is.
Hey, why the hate?
Oh, I would turn evil if I had to deal with his face all the time. For me, he's the villain of the story, and don't try to change my mind because it's true. Poor Captain Hook, poor Tinkerbell, poor Wendy, even Taylor Swift knows about this. He wrote a song about Peter. What was the question again? Pardon my rage about Peter Pan, but yes, if I could choose someone to receive a bit more love from people, it would definitely be Captain Hook. Pirates are really cool, especially when they only have one hand and long hair.
That's fair. I get that. So, a little bit more love to Captain Hook, please,
Please, please.
from now on. About the next question. Okay, the next question actually is very inspirational and creative. So, if you could create your ultimate villain, what traits or characteristics would you combine from your favorite villains across TV, films, animation, and video games?
Okay, so this is such a great question. I'd say make them look like Shadowheart, first of all. Pale skin, pointy ears, obviously. Black hair, blue eyes. Make sure they have magical powers like the ones Morgan from Dragon Age has, and definitely a British accent for me like Morgan's. And a powerful wooden staff that resembles a tree, maybe? Like a blighted tree? I don't know. A tragic backstory that you cannot remember for the love of you. Like Shadowhearts. I love a good, I have no memory why I became evil.
Oh,
But I have flashbacks of my past in the form of nightmares every night, and they haunt me.
it's so tragic and
Yeah.
beautiful.
An ability to destroy everything you touch, like Rogue's ability from X-Men, would make this villain even better, in my opinion. A curse maybe that has been afflicted somehow on her to make her backstory even more dramatic. A black outfit, for sure. Something edgy looking and dark makeup. maybe a few white strands of hair like Claudia from the Dragon Prince. And for a name like Acacia, like a tree that has a dark colored wood would be suitable, I think. And I do want to go and make an evil D&D character now. Thanks.
Can you? Can you make an evil D&D character?
I'll do my best.
In the end, they are going to end up the best
Support.
the most supportive team member. But I love that. I'm already in love with them.
Can I hear yours?
Let's see. I'd say my villain would be like Kaneki Ken, but in middle age. White hair falling in the face, gray eyes, wearing dark robes with geometric patterns and symbols that may reflect on their philosophy. Maybe interconnected circles or lines showing unity. Yeah, Emmett Selk and Kaneki Ken inspired this one. Okay, so their goal would be to erase free will, but not through domination, by controlling it for what they think is the greater good. And they basically try to stop people from making mistakes and to suffer in ways they can't control. And they would use some kind of magic or mind-bending ability to influence people's choices, not by making them do things against their will, but by guiding them down a right path. So they would be a person of power and influence. They would always pose the question, do you want to be happy? And that's how they would sell the idea of this brand new world. And maybe what brought them to all this philosophy was that in the past, they made a decision that ended up killing someone they deeply loved. They would drink and get wasted in random bars just to forget the pain. And at some point, someone may approach them and tell them while drunk that free will can be a burden sometimes because it leads people to make choices that hurt them. And maybe the only way to stop suffering is to remove the chaos of choice. And they would take it personally, thinking that the only way they could handle their existence in this world is to protect other people from the hell they used to live in. And I'd say they have parts from Uchiha Madara from Naruto with the infinite Tsukuyomi, who also tried to maintain peace through his genjutsu. But come on, let's be fair. That wasn't right because it's your free will. You can't control people's lives and decisions, even if it's for their good. And also, my boyfriend yesterday, when I was thinking about this question, and he was like, yeah, do you know who else reminds me of this character? And I was like, who? And he'd say, I don't know, someone from Arcane? And I was like, Victor? And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
See, these villains, though, are scarier than someone who looks evil, to be honest. Because
Yes.
just try to sell that we can make peace and we can be happy. It's just, it's a bit more manipulative, I think, and it's
there's so
scarier.
that's so true. And they could also have so many supporters because they are not brute force. Join me. They're like, no, you need to have the will to follow me on this path. I don't know.
Quite
I like that.
interesting.
I like that.
Interesting. But I think we should do something more fun now.
Mhm.
Let's play a game
Okay.
of Smash or Pass, the Villains Edition.
I love that.
I'm gonna start if you don't mind, Sophie.
Yeah. Go on.
So, first, Scar from The Lion King, Smash or Pass?
Oh, I'd say pass because I'm in love with his nephew, Kobu.
Oh, it's
I-
definitely a smash for me.
What?
Oh, you have no idea the chokehold that I had in my heart when I was younger. I was in love with Scar.
Really? No,
Yeah.
he killed Mufasa just for that.
I know, but he was so hot.
Wow.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Okay.
No, I did, and I always said that if I ever get a dog and it's a boy, I will name him Scar because of Scar.
Okay. So next one. Are you ready?
Yep.
Auntie Ethel from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, certainly a smash.
My God. Why?
I'm
Why?
joking. But she can turn into someone who, like, she can look different if she wants to. How is that different from choosing that octopi thing from Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, okay. If you are okay with her bringing human parts, body parts in the house. The job was so good today. I got an eye, and I got a hand, and I got a finger.
So you're doing a pass then. Okay.
Yeah, pass, definitely.
That's fine. Next one is Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Pass.
Pass.
Pass,
Definitely.
pass. Red flag.
Red flag. Yep. Nope.
Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Until I play the game, I'll say pass. Until I play it.
Okay. I'd say... I don't know. I'd say pass because I'm loyal to Cloud and I wouldn't choose anybody else besides him.
Goodness.
I'm so in love with him. I can't handle this.
Okay, so next one will be Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
Smash.
Smash.
100%
Yep.
smash. She's awesome. Darth Vader from Star Wars.
Pass.
Pass?
Pass.
I guess I can take the Anakin version too.
No, I think I'd rather go for Darth Vader than Anakin, to be honest, because of the whole mask thing. The way that he talks.
The way that he talks is the best thing, actually.
It's really hot, but I'll still say pass.
Okay, I'd say smash.
Good to know. Next is Lucian from the Mighty Nine.
Smash.
Pass.
Pass? Why?
Oh, I don't like them.
Really?
I never liked them. Never liked them. I don't know why. I'm really sorry, Taliesin.
Taliesin, I'm your girl. As a Percy, as Lucian, as anyone, I'm here for you. I gotcha. Okay, next, Catherine Pierce from The Vampire Diaries.
Smash. She's amazing. I hate
Awesome.
Elena. I hate Elena so much. Catherine is the best.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Next, Olgierd von Everec from Hearts of Stone, the DLC from The Witcher 3.
I'd say smash.
Smash.
Smash for sure.
He's
so
a great character. Definitely.
Okay, next, Raphael, Baldur's Gate 3.
Pass.
Pass. Come
Freaks me out.
Yeah, that's true, but he's so hot. I don't know. I'd say smash.
Okay. I like how we don't agree.
Yes.
That means that we will never argue about someone.
That's 100% certain.
Azula from Avatar.
Pass. Sorry, but too psycho for me. No. Oh, come on.
I mean, she's
Really?
amazing.
What do you mean? How would you handle her?
Yeah, let's just say pass.
Okay, next. I know the answer in that. Loki from Marvel.
Okay, yeah.
Smash yesterday.
Yep. Smash.
In case you wouldn't know.
Yeah. The next one, Victoria from Twilight.
I don't know. Not interested, actually. Pass. I'd say pass.
I think if it was the first Victoria, because then they changed her, I would go for the first one.
Okay. Smash for the first.
Yeah, smash for the first, pass for the second.
Okay, Amir from The Witcher 3.
Oh, pass.
Pass for me too. No,
Pass.
definitely
No.
not.
Nope. Salveron from the Lord of the Rings.
I'd say pass. Sorry.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
Anna Ripley from The Legend of Vox Machina.
Pass.
Wait. I'd say pass.
Pass. 100% pass. Klaus Michelson from the Vampire Diaries / the originals.
I'd say Pass.
100% Smash for me. He's my favorite after Stefan.
I know.
And for the fans of the Vampire Diaries, I'm just gonna say, Rebecca. He always yells.
Okay.
People who watch this, they know. That's fine.
Yeah. I understand. Okay, next one. Mewtwo from Pokemon.
Smash.
Definitely Smash. The attitude, the edginess.
I know.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Scary in a way, though. Scary.
Yeah, scary, but chef's kiss.
Solus from Dragon Age.
I'd say pass because I passed him in the game too.
Should I say pass? Because I'm still better.
Come on.
Smash.
Yeah. Okay, Harley Quinn from DC.
A pass.
Pass for me too.
Nope. Vecna from D&D lore.
Come on, if you say smash to that.
No, pass.
Thank you, dear
the
Lord.
hand of Vecna.
Okay, Morrigan from Dragon Age Origins.
100% Smash all the time, every day.
Smash every day, every hour, every minute, every second.
That is for you, the next one. Strad from Zaravet.
Smash.
Pass for
smash,
me.
smash,
Pass for
smash.
me.
Pass for you?
Pass.
Okay. Avantika from the Mighty Nine.
Oh, Smash.
Smash, definitely smash. Oh, she's amazing. She's great.
The next one is dedicated to someone who listens. Lord Gortash from Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, I'd say pass. I don't like him at all. Nothing on him is interesting to me. Nothing.
I'm gonna say pass as well.
Thank you. Okay, next one. Davy Jones from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Smash.
The tentacles, I know. If I said pass, that would be very
hypocritical of you.
Hypocritical, because in Baldur's Gate I went with the Emperor.
I think you should say Smash.
Smash.
You know you want the tentacle.
Yes, smash.
Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Pass.
Smash.
Of course. I know. I could see that coming. Okay, Fiona, let's move on. Illidan Stormrage from World of Warcraft.
Oh my god. Yes.
Smash every day, every hour,
Yes,
every
I
minute,
do.
every second.
Smoke from The Hobbit.
I'd say smash just for the voice.
I'll say pass, but yeah, the voice is quite hot.
Okay, Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Oh, pass.
I'd say pass too.
Good.
I'd say pass. Yeah, I wouldn't. Pass.
And last but not least, Sylvanas Windrunner from World of Warcraft.
I'd say pass because Blizzard made her disappointing the least.
Just because I love the Night Elves, I'm just gonna say pass.
Okay. That's fair. I think this is a good time to wrap things up.
Yep. I
And-
think so too.
I'm also pretty sure we've missed many more names during this interview and this game, but I'm even more sure that we will just remember them once the recording is over. But still, we've had so much fun, and we hope you enjoyed our deep dive into villainy as much as we did. And now we are curious, who are your favorite villains from the fantasy world? Maybe it's a legendary character, or maybe it's one of your own. Either way, we'd love to hear about them, so reach out to us on our social media pages and share your favorites. Thank you for being here. We've truly appreciated it. We can't wait to see you again in the next episode. But until then, may all your rolls be a natural 20. Bye!
Bye!